This video, we're going to solve applications involving percents. These problems will be like those from 10.1, numbers 23, 25, 27, 29, 31, 33, 35, and 37. All right, so the recommended daily allowance of niacin for adults is 20 milligrams. One serving of a certain breakfast cereal provides 12 milligrams of niacin, so 12 milligrams over the required 20 milligrams. What percent of the recommended daily allowance of niacin does one serving of the cereal provide? That is going to be 0.6 times 100% is going to be 60%. One serving of a certain brand of cereal contains 11 grams of fat. The low-fat version contains 38.25% less fat per serving. How many grams of fat does one serving of the low-fat yogurt contain? Sorry, yogurt, not cereal. So we start off with 11 grams times 100% minus 38.25%. It's going to be 61.75. Change that percent to a decimal. Is 6.7925 grams. They tell us to round to the nearest tenth as needed. So that's about 6.8 grams. Next problem has a circle graph or pie chart, so I'm going to copy that over here for you. So we're going to use the circle graph to answer the question. A library classifies its DVDs into one of the categories shown. Over here, science fiction is 5%, foreign is 7%, horror is 11%, drama is 12%, romance 11%, action is 16%, and comedy is 38%. So that should be 100% of the movies. Determine the number of romance DVDs. If the library owns 1,889 DVDs, so romance is 11% of 1889. It's going to be 0.11 times 1889. And I get about 208. I get 207.79, which is impossible because you have to have an entire DVD, so I rounded to the nearest whole number, which is going to be 208. go ahead and clear that one and look at the next problem here. Similar problem, just it's going to be the science fiction DVDs this time. Okay. Zoom in here a little bit. Yeah. Just finished 25 and, or I'm sorry, we just finished 27 and we're on 29 right now. So 1623 times, and then science fiction is 6%. 1623 times 0.06. 1623 times 0.06 is, and I get 97.38, but these are DVDs, so I'm going to have to round to the nearest whole number, and that's going to give me 97. So I'm ready to look at number 31. And it gives me a chart, the elements that compose seawater, along with the corresponding percents, are shown on the table. So let's look at that. There you go. And it asks me if a sample of seawater contains 45 milliliters, how many milliliters of oxygen are in the sample? So 85.84% of 45 milliliter sample. Zero 0.8584 times 45 is 38.628 milliliters. And they want us to round to 2 decimal places. So that's 38.63 milliliters. Same table with the same percentages for the next problem, so I won't copy it again. But it asks me how many milliliters of chlorine are there if there's a 1300 milliliter sample. So chlorine, 1.94% is 0.0194 times 1300. There's going to be 25.22 milliliters. And they want me to type in that whole thing. There's no rounding there. It just says enter an integer or decimal. Right. A couple more problems here. Let's get rid of this and this and zoom back in. So we're on number 35 now, which is another circle graph. Copy that over for you. Students at a high school were polled to determine the type of music they preferred. There were 1,950 students who completed the poll. Their responses are represented in the circle graph over here to the right, and make that a little bigger. So there are 908 people that responded that they liked rap, 475 that liked alternative, 275 that liked rock and roll, 176 that liked country, 22 that liked jazz, and 94 people that had some other genre as their favorite type of music. So what percent of students preferred alternative music? That was 475 out of the 1950. And if I divide that in my calculator, I get 0.243589744, which equals 24.35897444%. And we want to round that to one decimal place for the percent. So that's 24.4%. See if the numbers change in the next problem. Yes, they do. So let's put same problem basically, but with new numbers in it. So make sure to get the question too. Go. So this will be our last next to last one. So so students in high school were polled, same thing, type of music, what percent liked rock and roll music, 275 out of 1950 is 275 out of 1950 is 0.141025641, which equals 14.1025641%. Told to round to one decimal place, 14.1%. I have one more problem here for this section. Let's clear all this. Population of a country has been decreasing for several decades. In 1990, the population was about 159 million. In 2010, the population was about 155 million. Determine the percent decrease in the country's population during the time period. So we'll do some more percent decrease problems, but we're going to take the absolute value of final minus initial divided by initial. And these are all in millions, so the millions are going to cancel out. So this is going to be a difference of 4 over 159, and then that's going to be times 100%. Four over 159 is 0.025157233 times 100% is 2.5157233%, and we are told to round to one decimal place is needed. So this is 2.5%. All right, next time when we come back, we're going to solve percent problems by translating words and phrases into symbols in an equation. So you'll pick up on this pretty easily if you've ever diagrammed sentences in English class. If not, we'll go over it a little bit more, pick out some key words in there, and they'll tell you what part of the sentence of the equation we're talking about. So I'll see you for the next video.